Good evening, everyone. This is Rooftop Sports. Here I am back for some Sonics basketball, and it's going to be the Seattle SuperSonics against the Philadelphia 76ers. Welcome to the show. Hit that like button, donate, subscribe, and join my Patreon page, which is on the description of this video, for just $5 a month to if you want to get some more Sonics articles. Anyways, I gotta get rolling because I gotta get some sleep tonight. Time to go back to 1999. All right, here we are back to 99. Time to play against the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Sonics have actually been pretty good in their last 10 games. Ooh, back to back? Back to back, huh? I think I'm going to rest some starters. I'm going to rest some key players more like. Let's see if Shammond Williams is any happy. I'm giving you like so many minutes. This guy is such an entitled brat. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm going to... Man, where's Jamie Watson at? He's actually been scoring a lot, too. On very efficient scoring, too. Ever since he joined Seattle. I mean, his debut, look what he did. 5 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and just in 8. Yeah, he's been on fire. Okay, I'm going to start Tyronn Lue. Actually, no, I can't really bench him. But I'm going to... Wow, Rashard Lewis is falling apart. I'm going to take out Joe Stevens because he is just... Yeah. Going to swap the minutes. To Shammond Williams, I'm going to rest him for Andrew Gaze, but I am going to play... I'm not even giving Shammond Williams so many minutes, too. It's frustrating that he's just an entitled brat. I mean, some minutes I've just got to give, you know? Who else can I... Alton Lister. By Jerome James, I'm going to have to... No. But I am going to... Those are the key players I am going to take out. And Jelani McCoy. Going to put in the old Alton Lister. Oh, I got some comments throwing in. Not really. No! I'm not becoming a Lakers fan, Denali. Why? Why you do this? Time to play against Allen Iverson. While I bench some of my players. Shammond Williams, I just benched your butt. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Jerome James. And starting lineup is pretty much about the same. Now here's Jerome James with the dunk already, and the Sonics take the early lead. Jamie Watson with a nice assist. Here's Eric Snow. And Jamie Watson tips it, but it's going to be out of bounds. It's going to be 76ers ball. Man, I got to charge my phone. My phone's like at 21%. That is not good. Here's Allen Iverson. And that's a goaltend. Uh-oh, it's a steal. And here comes Eric Snow to Allen Iverson with the dunk. Now the Sixers have now taken the 4-2 lead. Here's Jamie Watson. What can he do? He should be able to handle Eric Snow pretty easy, and he does. Gonna have Jamie Watson go up on Eric Snow. Now here's Iverson. He makes the easy basket, and that's someone that Jamie Watson's gonna have to pay attention to. And here is Jamie Watson. And no, he turns the ball away, and it goes to Allen Iverson. And he gets the lay-in, and that's going to be now an 8-4 lead. As the Sonics are now off to not so much of a good start. Here's Jerome James to Rashard Lewis with the easy dunk. Nice pass by Jerome James. Now here's Patterson. Now here's Watson. And that's going to be a foul. That was Tyrone Hill trying to go for it. And free throw's been made. It is now 10-6, Philadelphia. Here's Watson. He is wide open for three. Jamie Watson from downtown. He's been shooting a little bit of it lately. Now here's Allen Iverson being guarded by Lewis, rejected by Lewis. And now here is Jamie Watson, loses the ball again. Or wasn't going to get to Jamie Watson. Now here's Allen Iverson to Greiger with the dunk. And Jamie Watson again. Ruben Patterson for three ties the game. And note, the Sonics just benched their two best bench scorers on their team. And Iverson with the jumper. Their reason was to, quote, rest and play other players. Now here is Watson with the dunk. Jamie Watson has 7 points. Everyone has been perfect from scoring too. Believe it or not. And Watson does it again, and he's going to get the assist to Patterson with the dunk. And now the Sonics are just hanging on to the 76ers. Is now 16-14. Here's Griffin. Griffin for three. And Patterson with the rebound. He chucks it down the court. And now here's Watson. And misses. Now here's Jerome James. Allen Iverson. He is fouled and he will go to the line. And the free throw has been made. And he does it again. Now here's Jamie Watson. Right over to Jerome James. Watson's just going to try to force it. He was trying to go for his own rebound. He was trying to go for that approach, but he misses. Iverson has 12 points. And now it's 14. Allen Iverson is on fire. He has 14 points. And now Jerome... No! He loses it, and Watson loses it again. And now here comes Allen Iverson, and he floats it in. Iverson with 16 first quarter points. And here's Jerome James. Nearly loses it. And here's Rashard Lewis with a jumper, and he makes it. Rashard Lewis, and that's going to be a timeout by Philadelphia. It is now 20-18. Jamie Watson has turned over a lot. And oh no, you're risking the 8-second violation. Close. And here's Dennis Rodman. Gets it to Rashard Lewis for 3. Nice pass by Dennis Rodman. Gets it to Rashard. And now it is 21-20 Seattle. And blocked by Lewis. His second block of the game. And now here is Jamie Watson. Is he going to go for another 3? He does it. He misses. And now it's Allen Iverson. He spin moves to Eric Snow for Iverson again for 3. No. And Greiger with the rebound. Now Eric Snow is being guarded by Rashard Lewis. Jerome James is trying to go for the steal. Here's Griffin. And he makes the basket over Jerome James. It has been a very close game. It's going to be very interesting what we're going to see out of the bench. Now here is Watson trying to drive. And he makes the basket himself. Jamie Watson with 9 points. He has been a force for Seattle. Could be the point guard of the future. But here's Iverson. He's struggling a bit. And now Rodman gets that rebound. And let's see where this goes. Here is Rashard Lewis, guarded by Iverson. He's being heavily guarded. Here's Dennis Rodman. And he loses it. And now it's going to be 76ers ball. Here's Patterson guarding up on Eric Snow. Allen Iverson has the assignment on Jamie Watson. Here's Snow with a jumper, and he makes it. And by the way, Eric Snow is a former Seattle SuperSonic. He played for the team last season. Now here's Jerome James, and he makes the lay-in. He nearly injured himself. That could have been a really bad injury, as he was knocked out. Now here's Greiger, guarded by Rodman. Eric Snow eludes, and then Greiger gets the rebound, and he makes it in. 50 seconds left in the game. Now here's Jerome James, and he's fouled, and he will go to the line. Jerome James is all over the place. He is very active in the paint. He is getting much better as time goes on. And he makes the free throw. Shamon Williams could not believe. He is in disbelief that he is being benched. And now here is Mahorn, who makes the basket. Now here's Jamie Watson. And out of bounds, another turnover. And how many turnovers does Jamie Watson even have? Jamie Watson has started with 3 turnovers, although he has made it up for 6 assists, 9 points. The Sonics, there were rumors that they were considering to bench Jamie Watson as well, but they really love his production. Now here is Honeycutt for 3. In and out, and Dennis Rodman with the rebound. Here's Rashard Lewis. Over to Jamie Watson. Goes for the open 3. Very unideal shot. Aaron McKee with the rebound. And here's BJ Armstrong. He goes for the jumper. And a nice putback slam by Philadelphia. And now only 6 seconds left. Who's going to take the last shot? And here's Rashard Lewis. And he makes it. Get him some more touches. Now here's BJ Armstrong going for the buzzer beater. And just missed it. And we will go into the second quarter. And I'm going to get some water. They're going to give Alton Lister some minutes. 40-year-old Alton Lister, who the Sonics signed as their center. Ironically, that was the guy. And that is out of bounds. And somehow Sonics basketball. But they're going to bring in the bench. It's going to be Teron Liu, Sean Resprit. Liu for 3. And misses. Anthony Parker with the rebound. And here's Aaron McKee. And here's Parker for 3. Misses. And Bennett with the rebound. And now here come the Sonics. And here's Young checking in for the first time. And he loses the ball, but gets it back as Teron Liu. And Bennett loses it himself. And now Armstrong with the steal. Now there's BJ Armstrong going to the left side. Guarded by Resprit. Here's Mahorn. And now McKee for 3. And Philadelphia just cannot capitalize on Sonics turnovers. And now here's Sean Resprit. And he misses. And BJ Armstrong with the rebound. Now here's Alton Lister. I'm sorry, BJ Armstrong was going for the bucket. But now no Sonics players are making a thing. Now here's Alton Lister going for, no, but he draws the foul. Resprit for 3. And Shaw with the rebound. No one has anything to score. Here's Shaw with a jumper. And misses. And Teron Liu with the rebound. Both teams again are struggling. Here is Young. Going to try to drive it. He's fouled and he will go to the line. Now here's Young. And he misses this first free throw. So nobody has yet to score. And oh no, it misses again. Here's Sean Resprit to Parker. And Parker breaks the drought on both teams. And it seems that there is a good indication that Sonics may make more moves going into the deadline as we are approaching to the All-Star break. Here's Anthony Parker to Larry Hughes. BJ Armstrong. He makes the bucket. Now it's 34-30. Liu for 3. And he misses it himself. Mahorn with the rebound. Larry Hughes gets it. He takes it up. He goes for the 3. And in and out. And Teron Liu once again with another rebound. And what are they going to do with Alton Lister? 40-year-old Lister. Now here's Resprit for 3. And he misses again. And he has absolutely been struggling. Here's BJ Armstrong. And good defense by Young. And he's going to take it up. Now here's Alton Lister. Might have an open bucket. And he's still looking for his first bucket as a Seattle Supersonic for the first time since the 80s. And now Shaw with the bucket. 6-0 run for Philadelphia. And this has been a disastrous second quarter. And Resprit for 3. And he misses again. Just a very disappointing. And now here's Anthony Parker. He misses. And now Young with the rebound. And here's Alton Lister. And he gets that layup. And timeout's been called by Philadelphia. 36-32. Now the Sonics have their starters back in. Jamie Watson looking to make a difference. Jerome James is the best field goal scorer, 64% by a huge margin as Larry Hughes drops the three-pointer. Now here's Dennis Rodman, and he gets the easy bucket. Nice assist by Jamie Watson. Now, BJ Armstrong, he is coming up. Here's Larry Hughes. And now stolen by Rashard Lewis. Now here's Ruben Patterson with the dunk. Alley-oop slam. 39-36. Now here's Jerome James to Greiger. And James with the rebound. Here's Watson with a jumper. And misses. Now 39-36. Now here's Anthony Parker. And Watson with a rebound himself. Now here's Dennis Rodman. He makes the bucket. And Jamie Watson is at 9 points and 9 assists. He can get some rebounds. He can get a triple-double. Here's Greiger. Here's Hughes for 3. He makes it. Larry Hughes now extends that lead. Now here's Jamie Watson. Gets it to back. And here's Rashard Lewis. And he's able to make the easy lay-in. Rashard Lewis with 11 points. He's making more smart baskets this time. Rashard Lewis may be in consideration for the rookie-sophomore game. Three-pointer by Hughes. Misses. And Hughes with the shot and the foul. And makes the free throw. Here's Rashard Lewis. Patterson for 3. And Rodman was just not jumping for that rebound. Ruben Patterson has 7 points. Here's Hughes again for 3. And Lewis with the rebound and Greiger with the loose ball foul. Here is Jamie Watson. Lewis for 3. Rashard Lewis from downtown. He is 6 for 6. They should definitely get him more touches. Now here's Griffin. To Allen Iverson, who has yet to score in the quarter. Eric Snow with for 3. He makes the three-pointer. Didn't think that he would make that three-pointer, but he did. And now here is Jamie Watson. He's trying to get that double-double by halftime. And now Lewis for 3. Not this time. Actually, Watson's already at 11 assists. He just needs to score 2 more points. Or 1 more point. And blocked by Patterson. Rebound Watson. And here comes Rashard Lewis. They want to get Watson the ball, and he's going to try to go in all the way. He's blocked. And seconds are going down. Here's Iverson to Greiger. And he is fouled by Rodman, and he will go to the line. He makes the free throw. And he does it again. And here's Jamie Watson trying to make some slick moves. And he drove to the basket. Nice moves by Jamie Watson. I'm telling you, this guy really does have some kind of a future in him. Here's Eric Snow to Allen Iverson. Blocked by Jerome James, and he gets his own rebound. And here's Jamie Watson, and he's going to try to go in. And he loses it. Jamie Watson has ended the half. He's going to end the half with a double-double already. Question is, can he get the triple-double? And how close is he to getting that? He has 2 rebounds only. He has 4 turnovers. Here's Griffin. Here's Eric Snow. And he makes the basket. And here's Jamie Watson. Patterson for 3. And misses. And only seconds left. And here's Eric Snow going for the buzzer beater. Not even close. It was an air ball. In the second quarter, both teams struggled to score for 2 minutes until 76ers Anthony Parker broke the drought. Rashard Lewis has scored well, hitting 2 3-pointers. Jamie Watson ended the first half with a double-double. All right. What we got here? Rashard Lewis, Jerome James, Bennett. They benched McCoy, Greg Foster, and Gaze. I think they're going to try to give Gaze a shot in this half rather than Sean Resprit. And here we are in the second half. Here's Iverson with a jumper, and he makes it. And why didn't they give him more touches? And here's Watson. Gets it to Jerome James. Watson goes for the long shot. He misses. Watson should know that he is not a jump shooter. Now here's Iverson. And Rodman with the rebound. And now here is Ruben Patterson. A jump shot. And misses. And Geiger with the rebound. Geiger. Here's Eric Snow. Goes for the jumper. Mid-range jumper. And Watson with another rebound. He has 11 points and 11 assists. And he goes for it. And he's fouled. And he's going to go to the line. Really like his aggressive play. Has a chance to make it 14 points. He is not afraid of going to the basket, sacrificing his body. Here's Eric Snow with a 3. And Eric Snow from downtown, he has 2 for 4. And what has Jimmy Watson got? And here's Rodman. And misses. Here's Griffin. And Rashard Lewis fouls him. And timeout called by Philadelphia. Here's Eric Snow for 3. Rodman with the rebound. Gets it to Jamie Watson. Ruben Patterson. Rashard Lewis. And he makes the swishing jumper to make it 56-49. And Griffin over to Iverson. And Lewis with the rebound. Gets it to Watson. And he's fouled. And he makes it. Jamie Watson has been making the magical shots. And he makes the free throw. Jamie Watson with 16 points. He has been an absolute contributor to this team. They really do. I think some people do see a future in him, even though most fans probably just want them to draft Steve Francis. But with Jamie Watson, I don't know. But he does have turnover problems, though. That's the problem. Now here's Jerome James. Goes for the hook shot and misses. And Allen Iverson with the rebound. And he is racing up the court. He is 8 of 15. And now here is Iverson. and misses and fouled, and he's going to go to the line. And free throws and misses. Philadelphia still maintains the lead. It's definitely well known that Seattle is just struggling without Shammond Williams. Now here's Dennis Rodman with the dunk. Jamie Watson has just been an absolute contributor. And now here is Iverson with a jumper. He's not going to miss many of those. And Watson's going to take it up again. Lewis for three. And he makes it. Get the ball to Lewis a lot more. He has 19 points on 8 of 9 shooting. If it ain't broke with him, don't fix it. He should be getting more touches. Here's Eric Snow to Griffin. Snow with another three, and he makes it again. Eric Snow has been on fire from three-pointer. Are you kidding me? Here's Jerome James, and he makes it with a nice aggressive drive to the rim. And the Sonics not extend their lead, but they are closing in just a little bit. Here's Eric Snow. He was heavily underestimated today. And now here's Iverson. He makes it again. We got Jamie Watson. Here's Jerome James. He's posting up. And does Rashard Lewis have a chance? And he's going to try it again. Here's Lewis. He makes it. And Griffin. And now I think it's time to bring the bench out. And out of bounds, Sonics basketball. Philadelphia is now the second best team in the conference. I mean, this is a really good team. I'm going to try Andrew Gaze, Bennett. I'm going to try Greg Foster. Here's Watson. Lewis for three again. No, not this time. And Iverson to Honeycutt. And timeout's been called by Seattle. Now they're going to bring their bench unit. They're going to see what Gaze can do. I think this is actually his first appearance for the Seattle SuperSonics, so he gets a debut. Although the Sonics did waive him. Here's Gaze for three. Andrew Gaze from downtown on his first attempt. He was initially waived, but they still held on to him anyway. Here's Tyrone Hill. Gets his own rebound. And here's Aaron McKee. Goes for the jumper. Rebound Foster. Now here's Greg Foster. Goes for the jumper. He misses. Here's Young being posted by Hill, and he makes it. 70-62. Now here's Bennett and misses. Here's Young. Misses again. And here's Honeycutt. Goes for the dunk. And now Philadelphia extends it to 10-point lead. Gaze for three. And not this time. And here's Aaron McKee. Makes it. It is now a 12-point game. Andrew Gaze gets the ball. And he goes for a 3. He makes it. Andrew Gaze from downtown. He makes his Sonics debut. Already 2 for 3. And now a basket by McKee, and he makes it. Here's Teron Lou. Gaze again. Oh, Andrew Gaze from downtown. He's basically making up the scoring for Shammond Williams. And Shammond Williams, you could just see the look on his face. He can kind of be like, kind of has that more of that no comment kind of thing. And Young with the rebound. Gets it to Teron Lou. Here's Young, going to try to drive and loses the ball. Now here's McKee. And here's Gager. Here's Hill, and he makes it, and he's fouled. And he will go to the line for a 3-point play, and he makes it. What can they do? Here's Gaze going to try to go around. And he doesn't. And Bennett with the loose ball foul. And now Iverson's going to go to the line. He makes the first one. Can he make the second? And he does. Now here's Greg Foster. Loses the ball. And fouled by Gaze. There's Teron Lou. Gaze for 3. And misses. And goes. Here's Allen Iverson with the dunk. We're getting close to the fourth quarter. I think they're going to try to get it to Gaze at the very end of it. And there's Andrew Gaze, a long 3. No, not this time. And that is going to do it for the quarter. As now it is 84. 76ers extended their lead to 16 behind Allen Iverson stepping up in the third quarter. Andrew Gaze, who was originally waived by the Sonics, but they then held on to him. On his Sonics debut, he made 3 3-pointers in the third quarter. There you go. And now we're going into the fourth quarter. Here's Gaze. And he tries to draw the foul. And he will go to the line, see what he can do. He makes the free throw. He was an undrafted from Seton Hall. He makes it again. Wonder what kind of potential he can show. And blocked by Gaze. And here's Jamie Watson. And they lose the ball. Jamie Watson with 16 points, 14 assists. But he is struggling to protect the basketball. Here's Tyrone Hill. Blocked by Rodman. And rebound Gaze. He gets it to Watson to Lewis. And he will go to the line. And he makes the free throw. And he does it again. Here's Allen Iverson. Here's Lewis for 3. Oh! Rashard Lewis from downtown. He has now 25 points. Really should have gotten more touches, especially since Shammond Williams and Joe Stevens is not playing today. And Rashard Lewis gets that steal, and he's going to take it all the way with the dunk. It is now 10-point lead for 76ers. You combine that with Andrew Gaze, who knows what he can do. He kind of wants to play. Now here's Iverson blocked, and actually, no, he's fouled. He literally knocked down Iverson. And now Watson's going to go to the line. And he hits the first free throw. And now here's Watson. Here's Rodman. And a steal by Eric Snow. And he will go to Allen Iverson with the authoritative dunk. He has now 32 points and 5 rebounds. And now here's Lewis for 3. No, he misses. There's Eric Snow. Rebound Lewis. Dennis Rodman has it now. And he loses the ball, and it's going to go to Gager. And it's blocked by Lewis again. And here's not Wallace. Back to Lewis for 3. No. Now here's Watson by Iverson. Nice pass to McKee. No. And Tyrone Hill makes it. And now the lead is just ballooning really badly. See what Patterson can do for 3-pointer. Not this time. Out of bounds, and it's 76ers ball, and this game is unfortunately just slipping away. I don't know what to do. Here's Snow. Again, a 3-pointer. And yeah, you can see the look on the faces of Shammond Williams and Joe Stevens. They really wanted to play. Now here's Jerome James, and he makes it. Jerome James with 11 points. I think they're going to get some spark off the bench again. Andrew Gaze will be checking in real soon. You don't really have anyone else. Here's Iverson. And Rodman with the rebound. Now here's Watson. And misses. 7 rebounds for Rodman. And now here is Iverson with a nice jumper. And it's getting close to a 19-point lead. It is a 19-point lead. Here's Rashard Lewis. Maybe he's got to step up. And he does. Rashard Lewis now with 27 points on 4 of 8. He really should have been doing more, and a timeout called. And I think they're going to give some rest to Dennis Rodman and Jerome James. They're going to have Alton Lister use a big body, even though he's old. As he's pretty much on his way to retirement. Just wanted to collect another paycheck, I guess. Just with a nothing to lose situation. Now here's Griffin to Greiger. And Rashard Lewis with the rebound. And now here is Watson. Lewis for 3. Rashard Lewis with 30 points. But it is a 14-point Sixers lead. Andrew Gaze was checking in. Here's Adrian Griffin. I think that's who it is. Here's Eric Snow. Again, Eric Snow with a huge basket. He's getting his revenge on Seattle. And now here is Bennett with the dunk. It is now a 14-point game. But the game still seems out of reach. It really does. The Sonics are still fighting with their starters. And a near steal by Watson. Double team effort. Here's Snow again for 3. Eric Snow from downtown. And he is absolutely just in fuego. And no, it's a steal by Eric Snow, and he's going to try to take it all the way. And rebound Griffin. And blocked by Bennett. And now it goes back to Lewis. And here's Andrew Gaze. 4-3. No, in and out. As soon as he hit his 3 3-pointers, he has just completely just disappeared. And the Sonics are disappearing as well. They tried as much as they could. Now here's Eric Snow. And Tyrone Hill makes it. And I think that just could be the dagger. I mean, they are up by 20 points. It is just impossible for them. Nice behind the back pass. Lewis for 3. And I think they are just going to... I think that's going to be it. You're going to go to Resprit, Young, and Greg Foster. Now Eric Snow, Tyrone Hill. Misses, but here is Rashard Lewis. Gets it to Andrew Gaze. And here's Watson. Gaze for 3. Oh! And he makes it. He is now 14 points on 4 of 8 shooting. Might be a little bit more accurate. His time is winding down. Here's Eric Snow. Makes the easy basket. He has really well contributed. And now here's Bennett. And he is fouled, and he will go to the line. But it's a little bit too little too late. Now Andrew Gaze has been taken out of the game for Sean Resprit. And a pretty decent debut. A very well done debut by Andrew Gaze. Here's Mahorn to Anthony Parker for 3. And this game is pretty much just out of reach at this point. What can they do with Sean Resprit? Here's Resprit. He dribbles it up. Goes for the jumper. And he can't make a bucket anymore. And time is winding down as Philadelphia is absolutely just annihilating the Sonics. And there's Honeycutt. Goes for the bucket, and he makes it. 21-point game. Nice little fake. And once again, Resprit cannot make a bucket at all. He couldn't even buy one if he wanted to. And that is a foul. Just the second team foul. But it's only 20 seconds left in the game, and Philadelphia has won this game. Another disappointing performance after winning 2 in a row, and BJ Armstrong is able to make it, and only 15 seconds left. And what are they going to do now? Foster's going to set the screen, gets Resprit open, and he is blocked. And here's Young for 3. And that will do it as Philadelphia has absolutely destroyed the Sonics. 113-90. An absolute annihilation by Seattle or by Philadelphia. Fourth quarter belonged to the Sixers with Eric Snow leading the way, who was So Eric Snow got the player of the game. He scored 23 points. Rashard Lewis with 30 points, 3 blocks. All right, I am going to just take off and I'm going to get ready for some sleep. What is All right, what we got next? It's going to be Atlanta next. Now let's see what Sean Respert is up to. Lewis is now up to 14 points a game. Jerome James, 11 points, nearly 6 rebounds, 2.1 blocks. Dennis Rodman at 1.7. Orlone Young. Sean Respert. Jamie Watson. 7.8 assists a game. But Sean Respert has just been terrible. His game logs, man, look at his shooting. It's just got awful. He's also just very streaky. He scored 21 points before. Like, he was off to a really good start, and then something just happened. All right, well, I am going to take off. I just gotta go. I am tired. Had a really long day, but I am going to bed. Everyone, have a good night and go Sonics and bring them back.